welcome in. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. My name is Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to look at the energy for today. Whenever you may find this, these readings are timeless. I do sprinkle in some astrology, but I always feel like if it resonates, then it's meant for you, right? What we need to know, what we need to see here will be delivered to us. And we are in the midst of a lot of change, a lot of reshuffling right now in the collective, in the astrology. And it's challenging. There's a lot being put in front of us, especially on those deeper emotional levels. Situations, people that we're dealing with that are bringing up woundings, things that maybe we don't really want to look at, that we don't want to see about ourselves, about our choices, about the places or areas that we disconnect from who we are, what we authentically want. And that is really truly what Pluto in retrograde / Pluto moving into Aquarius is all about. It's about doing the hard work, right? To make changes, and the changes, the growth, the evolution that we're doing is so we can be happy, so we can be fulfilled. And a lot of times it's because we disconnect from ourselves that we're not. Ayurveda has this term called pragya aparad, and it is the mistake of the intellect. It is when we disconnect from ourselves, when we're not making choices that are in alignment with who we are. And it's the root of disease. It's the beginning of where disease begins to manifest. Such an interesting concept, right? If we think about it through that lens. And so with that in mind, I'll start off with an energy cleansing, set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. This is a really good time for you to set your own intention as well. If you have messages, questions that you would like answered, give those to Spirit and be open to receive. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best from coming through. Fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value, anger, frustration, annoyance. Remove it from our being. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. So the energy has been pretty heavy, even if we don't feel like we're in the worst time of our life, there still is a lot being drawn up on that emotional level. So much of how the astrology is playing out right now is we're finding that tension on this, the soul work, right? The places that we, might have some wounding, or we're there are blind spots is what I'm hearing. And what is coming through is that we know enough at this point, right? We know enough. We're aware of what needs changing, what needs a little more attention. We might not know 100% how to go about it, but we're aware. And I think awareness is huge right now. If we don't have awareness, it puts us back into that state of pragya aparad, like I was talking about. We end up disconnecting from ourselves, and then it's hard to make those sound decisions, right? So we have to be, I'm hearing this message as twofold. Self-indulgence, number one, I think that we do have to focus on self-love, self-care. Where is that wounding coming up? Where are we not giving ourselves enough love? Where are we being too hard on ourselves? Or, making things unnecessarily difficult. Yeah, sometimes we have to make changes that we don't love or we wish it wasn't that way. But when we do, it is an act of self-love. And on the other side of this as well, yeah, I'm hearing that like we do have to break free from, step away from those toxic indulgences, people, situations, habits, patterns, things that are blocking us from that happiness and from that fulfillment. And that is directly related to us healing our heart. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addictions. If you find yourself in this space, if you've dealt with a lot of toxicity in your life, be kind to yourself, be gentle through the process. It's not going to change overnight, as much as we wish it did. That value of instant gratification would be nice, right, in this situation. But we do have to confront these emotions and feelings because we're building this paradise. I think this is so beautiful. And that's the promise that's on the other side of doing this work, of putting intention towards our growth, is that we are building this foundation of something really beautiful in our lives, and trusting in that process, knowing that when we do look at the harder things, when we give ourselves that awareness, it actually allows us to make more heart-honoring decisions. And yeah, it's painful. It's painful to look at. It's painful to go through. But at the same time, it's bringing healing and release for our soul. You might be connecting with someone or something this week from the past, wanting to get a cup of coffee, right, is what I'm hearing with this coffee cup card. I think that this is actually going to help bring some of this healing. I think that there have been some pieces missing, or places where you have not felt like you're getting that validation from the universe, from spirit, from God, the places that you've been putting in a lot of energy and work, and it hasn't really been bearing fruit in the way that you had hoped or wanted. But because there is that disconnect, right? Back to that message of self-love, knowing where to put our time and our energy, where is actually going to feed our soul, fuel our soul, and what are going to be the things that just take away from that. It is a balancing act. We have a lot of balls being juggled right now, right? There's a lot of different moving pieces to pay attention to. That's why the energy is feeling a little bit slow as well. I feel like, especially over these last couple months, it's just been a little arduous, like just really difficult to get through. And yeah, some of that is just the collective energy, the way the retrogrades are playing out, etc. Both Neptune and Saturn are in retrograde as well right now, and they're in Pisces. So it's hard not to feel all kinds of feels about what we are dealing with. We know that things are transitioning and moving forward, but again, there is this like not seeing the fruits of our labor. Getting so focused on the end goal and not appreciating the process, not appreciating the positivity, the goodness that is happening right now. Someone or something is needing their space, needing their time, having a lot going on in their own life, in their own environment. It's cultivated a lot of drama between you two. Lack of conversation. There might be a little ghosting, lack of closure. And I think this has been really, or I'm seeing it has been really confusing for you, confusing for your heart. Maybe you feel like you need an apology. Maybe you feel like someone or something did you wrong, and you feel like you deserve that validation, and it hasn't been happening. It's interesting because there's someone in your environment that is paying attention to you. And I do feel like I said, this is connected to the past. This is connected to someone you've been dealing with before. Someone who wanted to present a certain front. They wanted to be seen in a certain way. And I don't know. Okay, yes, difference of opinion, different of perspective, I'm picking up. But this is someone who didn't take the time to understand you. They didn't take the time to understand where you are coming from. There was a lot of judgment. There was a lot of conflict around like their own internal conflict. Or if it's a situation just like not matching up, it could never quite fit. It never got off the ground. And I feel like you've been doing everything that you can to push forward, to find more stable footing, more stable grounding. Yeah, this person, I don't know, they're afraid to talk to you. This situation, they're afraid to confront it. They're afraid of what you're going to say, how you're going to treat them, how you're going to respond to what they have to say. I think that there is like a lot of finger pointing. I'm hearing there is a lot of blaming going on in this dynamic. I do feel this strongly from the situation or person that you're dealing with. I know it takes two people, right? But I keep hearing like this person didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. They probably had a lot going on. They probably made a quick decision, one that seemed best in the moment, didn't really think it through. Having a hard time with the differences between you two, the differences and the disconnect. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've been having a lot of fire energy pop up for us lately. So you might have someone or something that is trying to control the narrative. Gossip in the background is what I'm hearing. Yeah. It wasn't just this one person. It was a group of people or a situation that involved a lot of different people. Yeah. Kind of teaming up against you, making you feel unworthy, unvaluable in how they treated you, how they treated the situation. And again, like I said, there's still like a lot of blame coming your way. Finger pointing as it was your fault, you were the reason. And I don't know if I think that's necessarily true. If Spirit's calling you to love yourself more and heal your heart, I don't know. I feel like this was just kind of like bad situation. Like you walked into something that wasn't right for you, that maybe you had intuitive guidance around. Maybe your antennae, your spidey senses were saying like, don't do this, don't go down this path, or this might not be the best fit for you, and you didn't necessarily listen. No shade, we all do it, right? That goes back to that pragya apparat I was talking about in the very beginning, when we disconnect. And this feels like something you've disconnected from yourself over. And I feel like it's kind of forced you to do a lot of, I don't want to say unnecessary work, because it is all valuable. It's leading to this growth and healing that I think is very powerful for you. It's just the process of it doesn't feel fun. because you're having to see this side of other people, other situations that feel really painful. The ways people hide, are not honest, are not true with this Seven of Swords, Eight of Wands. Okay, don't know what's going on over here. Hold on. And this has been a piece of the puzzle that has been missing. Like I said, I feel like you knew this. Instinctually, you had these gut instincts around this. But now it's getting that confirmation. And that's been popping up a lot in our readings lately, where you're getting that confirmation around, yeah, what the reality was. And I do feel like this is a part of your abundance with this Jupiter energy. It's a gift. It's something that you've had to work very hard for. And I don't know if you necessarily feel like it was worth it. But it is bringing beautiful change, beautiful evolution. Eighth house is all about rebirth. It is about burning away the old, letting go, so that we can set a new foundation for ourselves. And Scorpio energy is difficult. It's hard because it does involve shadow work. It does involve being honest with ourselves about what needs changing and not being afraid to admit it. So often we're used to putting on different masks, different facades in life. And, you know, we have to do what we have to do, obviously, but it's not sustainable. We need something where we are working from a place of feeling grounded, feeling stable, so that it can sustain long term. And a lot of times opposition comes up so we can see those places and make adjustments accordingly. There is going to be a conversation. There might be some confrontation. There might be some conflict. So prepare how you want to show up, how you want to communicate, connect with this situation, these individuals. I feel like you're going to be hearing most specifically from one person. I feel like these other people are just in the background, bystanders, people who gossiped. I feel like this Seven of Swords is a lot of gossipy energy. People made assumptions about you. But like I said, it's all coming to light. It's all coming out. And I feel like it is confirmation. It is a gift for the work that you've been doing, for the places that you have been faithful and committed to the path. So I hope that this reading helps. Thank you so much for your time and energy always. I really appreciate you. Especially if you made it this far in the reading. Thank you. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear how it resonates, or, you know, if you just want a little TLC, a little love from my end, I love to support. Thank you always for your time and energy. I hope you have a fabulous day. Sending all the love and blessings your way.